Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Woodbine Mohawk Park on this Saturday, July 1, 2023. Happy Canada Day, everybody. Today we have a 10-race qualifying session featuring all 2-year-old colts and geldings. Our first qualifier will be going in just a couple of minutes as the horses begin to exit the paddock. All set to go with today's qualifiers, and we will be all set to go with live racing tonight. Live racing here at Woodbine Mohawk Park will proceed this evening. So after being put on hold yesterday, obviously due to the air quality, we are good to go today with not just the qualifiers this morning, but also live racing tonight. Starting gates getting set to move into position for our first qualifier. We have a field of 7 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. No scratches here. Field of 7S program goes forward. If you want to follow along with today's action, head to woodbinemohawkpark.com. Under the horse people section, you will be able to find not just the overnight sheet for today, but also the program pages for our qualifiers. In this first qualifier, number 4, the fix, the driver will be Sylvain Filion. 1 is Brood On, a McWicked colt, owned by Bruce Davey, trained by Bill Budd. Trevor Henry drives. 2 is Puff Slash Shadow, a shadow play colt, owned by David and Sarah Frey. David Frey, the trainer. Scott Young will do the driving. This was an $8,000 London Classic purchase. 3, Moonwalker, a gelded son of All Bets Off, owned by Dale and Pamela Larson. They're also the breeders. Sean Stacy trains, Jonathan Drury to drive. 4 is the Fix, a Better's Delight colt, owned by Jeffrey Corshane and Mart West Racing, along with Princeton Farms. Gabby Sasso trains. Driver will be Sylvain Filion, $40,000 London Classic graduate. 5, My Ding-a-Ling is a Better Than Cheddar colt, owned by Adrian Saunders, trained by Courtney Bishop. The driver will be Tyler Jones, a $20,000 London Classic purchase. 6 is Ace 44 Hawk, a Dally colt, owned and bred by Colin Densley Burrows, trained and driven by Steve Houdon. And completing the field is number 7, Watching Sunset, a He's Watching colt, owned by Nurko Sokolovic and Craig Bars. They're also the breeders. Bars trains, and the driver is Tyler Moore. So inside out, we got Brood On with Trevor Henry, Puff Slash Shadow, Scott Young, Moonwalker, Jonathan Drury, The Fix, Sylvain Filion, My Ding-a-Ling, Tyler Jones, Ace 44 Hawk, Steve Houdon, and Watching Sunset, Tyler Moore. Gate to the top of the stretch for qualifier number 1. And they're off and pacing. And from the far outside, Watching Sunset is stepping ahead. That one out to the early lead. Next door neighbor, Ace 44 Hawk, kind of goes out of there as well. That one will sit on the outside and watch the fix split rivals down to the rails, Puff Slash Shadow. Then from the cones is Brood On, going back to Moonwalker, early trailer, My Dingaling. Into the first turn and Watching Sunset wide around that first bend. We'll start to work down towards the cones, up front by a couple of lengths on the fix. Opening panel was 29 and 2. So a 29 and 2 opener, and we're into the backstretch, and the leader, Watching Sunset, is up top by about 3.5 lengths. Second is the fix. Then it's 2 lengths back to Puff's Last Shadow. Racing in fourth is Brood On. Then in fifth is Ace 44 Hawk, back to Moonwalker, and the trailer My Dingaling. So the final three are the three that are making their qualifying debut. The four in front of them, they've all got a little bit of experience, and showing the way up to the half is Watching Sunset by the midway point in 59 seconds flat. Second quarter in 29 and 3, onto the final turn they go. Now to the outside from fourth goes Brood On there for Henry. That one will try to advance, latching onto its cover, Ace 44 Hawk. But Watching Sunset has opened up a half dozen lengths here on the fix. Brood On now up into third. Down to the pylons fourth is Puff Slash Shadow. Then on the outside fifth is Ace 44 Hawk, tracked by Moonwalker, and rounding things out is My Dingaling. But all alone up front, Watching Sunset goes a strong third quarter there, as that one is by 3/4 in 1:26 and 4. A 27 and 4 third quarter off the turn and into the stretch, and Watching Sunset is gone. It's Watching Sunset up top by double digits. Brood On in second, trying to hang in there is the fix for third. Between horses coming on Puff Slash Shadow. Outside then is Ace 44 Hawk, but all alone down to the wire, it's going to be Watching Sunset going coast to coast. Watching Sunset will win it in 1:54 and 1. Second was Brood On, third was Puff Slash Shadow, and fourth went to Moonwalker. 1:54 and 1 for Watching Sunset. Starting gate is moving into position for our second qualifier. 2-year-old Pacing Colts and Geldings. Here a field of 6. 1 driver change. James McDonald drives to 6. Wild Doc Holiday. Number 1 is Cupid Shuffle, a Sweet Lou Colt owned by Dan Legacy, Edwin Bueller, and Robert Van Ostrand, along with Ray Legacy. Dan Legacy trains. Bob McClure will drive. A $60,000 Harrisburg purchase. 2 is Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, Better's Delight Colt, owned by Paul and Nicole Davies, trained and driven by Paul Davies, $40,000 Harrisburg buy. 3 is Ace 44 Trey, Dally Colt, owned by Colin Densley Burrows, trained by Kyle Bossens. The driver is Trevor Henry. 4 is Brooklyn Strong, a shadow play colt, owned, trained, and driven by Danny O'Brien, a $22,000 Lexington Select purchase. 5 is Dandy's Pandemic, betting line colt, owned by Happens for a Reason stable, A Curie CSL, 91747998 Quebec Incorporated, along with Claude Grondin. The trainer is Francis Dumichel. Louis Waugh will drive, $7,000 Harrisburg buy. And number 6 is Wild Doc Holiday, a homebred for Bill Brown, trained by Greg McNair. This better than Cheddar Colt to be driven by James McDonald. Starting gate into the stretch. Here they come for qualifier number 2. And they're off and pacing. Cupid Shuffle from the rail is scooting out of there quickly. A good beginning. Couple lengths back is Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip. And from the center, here comes Dandy's Pandemic forward. So Dandy's Pandemic looks like that one wants to go on towards the front. We'll check in with Ace 44 Trey from 4th. 5th is Brooklyn Strong. Early trailer, Wild Doc Holiday. Into the first turn, Cupid Shuffle has come away with that advantage, while Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip will sit right behind. So there's the 3-hole for Dandy's Pandemic to drop into. The opening quarter was cut out in 29 and 2. Out of the first turn they come, and the leader is Cupid Shuffle. Second, Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, 2 more lengths back to Dandy's Pandemic. Then we got a break of about 6 lengths going to Ace 44 Trey, who is racing in 4th. 5th up the backstretch is Brooklyn Strong, and seeing them all, Wild Doc Holiday is racing 6th. Midway up the backstretch, the leader is Cupid Shuffle. Debut qualifier for this Sweet Lou Colt, leads it by a length and a half from Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, while their third is Dandy's Pandemic. They're by the midway point in 59 seconds flat, a second quarter in 29 and 3. To the final turn they go. Cupid Shuffle from Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip. Third is Dandy's Pandemic. Underway. Brooklyn Strong's on the march, and that one's now up into 4th and continues to advance on the outside. Wild Doc Holidays also gained a spot. New trailers, Ace 44 Trey. They're heading towards 3/4 and still advancing. Brooklyn Strong, the shadow play colt, has come up right there to attack the leader Cupid Shuffle. They're on even terms. Slipping off the pylons now. Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip is going to move into a striking spot. 129 and 3 for 3/4. So just 30 and 3 in the third quarter up front. And now Cupid Shuffle will try to kick it into high gear. Looks to fend off Brooklyn Strong. Off stride went Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip. Avoiding that one will be Dandy's Pandemic into 3rd. 16th of a mile to go. Cupid Shuffle and McClure just sitting there right now. This one is going to come home strong to win it. It'll be Cupid Shuffle extending the lead late. Finishing in 2nd, that was Dandy's Pandemic. Got up for that spot over Brooklyn Strong 3rd. Wild Doc Holiday, then back to Ace 44 Trey, and Vis-a-Vis Blue Chip, 157 flat for Cupid Shuffle. Qualifier number 3 is up next. In the third qualifier, a couple of driver changes. Number 1, Totally Toxic. The driver will be James McDonald. And number 5, All Right, All Right, All Right, will be driven by Louis Waugh. Here's the field for the third qualifier. Number 1, Totally Toxic, is a Courtly Choice colt owned by Aaron Waxman, David Jarvis, and Alan Alber. The trainer is Greg McNair. The driver will be James McDonald, a $50,000 Lexington Select yearling sale purchase. Number 2, All-Star What You Call It, is an all bets off colt, owned and bred by Kenneth Albrecht, trained by Kyle Boston. The driver's Trevor Henry. 3, Sports Hunter, a sports writer colt, owned by Marnie Boshenik, Gary Rivet, Ashley Rivet, and Matthew Rivet. Gary Rivet is the trainer-driver, $16,000 London Classic purchase. 4 is Your Party. This is a stag party colt owned by Uptown Pets Calm Stable, trained by Martin Lachance. The driver will be Sylvain Filion, $16,000 Lexington Select buy. 5 is All Right, All Right, All Right, a Lazarus colt, owned and bred by Karen Carroll, trained by Zachary Carroll. The driver is Louis Waugh, $19,000 Harrisburg graduate. 6 is Champ Kind, a sports writer colt, owned by Paul and Nicole Davies. Paul Davies trains and drives, $20,000 Ontario Select purchase. And number 7 is Shaggy, a Stay Hungry colt, owned and trained by Dan Legacy. The driver is Brady Legacy. This was a $65,000 Harrisburg purchase. Starting gate to the top of the stretch. Field of 7 on gate for qualifier number 3. And they're off and pacing and firing from the center. It goes all right, all right, all right. Along with Your Party to the inside. On the far outside, that is Shaggy into mid-pack. To that one's left is All-Star What You Call It. Then getting away 5th is Champ Kind. We'll go back to Totally Toxic, and the early trailer is Sports Hunter. They're heading into the first turn, leading the way. This is All Right, All Right, All Right, who's up front by a length and a half. Right on that one's helmet, though. That is Your Party from second. That one might go on. Sitting in third, All-Star What You Call It, and dropping in fourth was Shaggy. The opening quarter was 30-1. And there's the movement that we expected out from the 2-hole. Coming around is Your Party up to take the lead. Your Party will show the way from All Right, All Right, All Right in second. Then in third is All-Star What You Call It. Racing in fourth is Shaggy. 2 lengths back to Champ Kind, who is in fifth. Another few lengths to Totally Toxic. And the trailer is Sports Hunter. So right now they're single file. Second quarter move to the top here for Your Party. It's Your Party who leads it up by the midway point in a minute even. They head to the final turn, and Your Party is the life of the party right now, stretching out the lead to a couple of lengths. Second is All Right, All Right, All Right. Then back, it's about 4.5 lengths to All-Star What You Would Call It from third. Shaggy gets underway for Brady Legacy from fourth. Then back in fifth, that is Champ Kind. A couple more lengths to Totally Toxic, and rounding things out is Sports Hunter. But it's a 2-horse breakaway. So the three-quarter time was 1:27.3. A 27.3 third quarter there, and they'll spin for home. Your Party puts up a big third panel as tagging along has been All Right, All Right, All Right. That one's trying to come up the inside now on the leader. Well back to the others. Champ Kind's into third. Shaggy is fourth, and then Totally Toxic. But as they come into deep stretch, Your Party is nearly home. Your Party will win it by about a little less than a length. Finishing in second was All Right, All Right, All Right. Then back to Champ Kind, Shaggy fourth, followed by Totally Toxic, Sports Hunter, and All-Star What You Would Call It, 155 flat. Up next is qualifier number 4 as the 2-year-old Payson Colts and Geldings are on the gate. Scratch number 6, War Are We for Laura. A couple of driver notes. The 3, Harbor Light Ambrose, will be driven by Tyler Jones, and the 7, Mel's Legacy, will be driven by Sylvan Filion. Number 1 is Trooper Hanover, Art Speak Colt, owned by GLB Stable, Wade Taylor, Paul McDonnell Racing Stable. Paul McDonnell, the trainer-driver, a $70,000 yearling purchase out of Harrisburg. 2 is Cleveland McLaren, a Mick Wicked Colt, owned by McLaren Group, trained by JF McGuire. Luke Goriel drives, $23,000 Harrisburg buy. Number 3, Harbor Light Ambrose, is an up-the-credit colt, owned and bred by Ralph Jardine. Kyle Boston's trains. The driver will be Tyler Jones. 4 is D.A. McDreamy, a McWicked colt, owned by Catherine Stacy, Landmark 16 Racing Stable. Theodore Davis, trained by Sean Stacy. James McDonald drives, a $30,000 London Classic buy. 5 is Pull Your Own Strings, a Big Jim. This is a Big Jim owned by Michael Horwood and Victor Putty. Victor Putty trains. Trevor Henry steers. $36,000 London Classic yearling purchase. 6 is out, and 7 is Mel's Legacy. Big Jim colt, owned and bred by Bill Brown. Greg McNair trains. Make the driver Sylvan Filion. Field of 6 on gate for qualifier number 4. And they're off and pacing, and it's going to be Mel's Legacy as that one surges out to the early lead. Trooper Hanover from the inside is second. Moving behind that one, Harbor Light Ambrose. Then it's Pull Your Own Strings who will land in the middle. That one in front of D.A. McDreamy. Early trailers Cleveland McLaren as they head into the first turn. And your leader is Mel's Legacy by a couple of lengths. So it's Mel's Legacy heading towards the opening quarter, up top by 2 from Trooper Hanover second and Harbor Light Ambrose third. The opening quarter was 31-1. Into the backstretch they'll move here, and then this field of 6, all of them making their debuts except for the 5, Pull Your Own Strings. Off stride coming out the first turn was Trooper Hanover in second. Trooper Hanover went off stride. That one is now reset, but it's Mel's Legacy who leads it by 5 lengths. Second is Harbor Light Ambrose. Resetting Trooper Hanover is in third. Then Pull Your Own Strings in fourth. In front of D.A. McDreamy fifth. And the trailer is Cleveland McLaren. So all alone up front here, Mel's Legacy goes by the half in 1 minute and 4/5. That was the second quarter in 29-3. So ramped it up after that 31-1 opener. And Mel's Legacy is loose up top. Second is Harbor Light Ambrose. Third is Trooper Hanover. Now moving up into fourth. That is D.A. McDreamy. Around Pull Your Own Strings as that one went off stride for a moment. And then we'll go back to the trailer Cleveland McLaren. So spaced out a bit is this group. But the one thing that stayed consistent, Mel's Legacy leading the way. 130-1 for 3 quarters. Off the turn and into the stretch, 29-2 third split. And Mel's Legacy has had the jump, but goes off stride, and that one takes a bad step there, stumbles. Filion does a good job to keep that one up and will now reset. Meanwhile, Harbor Light Ambrose on the outside takes a short advantage. Mel's Legacy will regroup here and battle back, show some resiliency. It's Mel's Legacy at the inside, Harbor Light Ambrose on the outside. Mel's Legacy gets it. Harbor Light Ambrose was second. Then we went back to D.A. McDreamy, followed by Trooper Hanover. Rounding things out was Pull Your Own Strings and Cleveland McLaren, 159-2. Qualifier number 5 is next. It's our first look at trotters on this Saturday morning. A field of 8 with no changes. Just one equipment note. The 3 Paradise Money does go with trotting hobbles. Number 1, Rack Attack. It looks like a Chippendale gelding, homebred by Dale Larson. Sean Stacy trains. The driver, Jonathan Drury. 2 is Cooper Eagle. Copper Eagle is a muscle mass colt owned by No One Knows Us stable. Trained by Steve Boston's. James McDonald drives. $70,000 purchase from the Harrisburg yearling sale. 3 is Paradise Money, International Money Colt, owned by Curie McGuire, trained by J.F. McGuire with Louis Waugh. 4 is Little Leo, a gelded son of Resolve, owned by Gestion Arzane, trained by Denny St. Pierre. He'll drive. $85,000 London Classic buy. 5 is Sushi Bar, a bar-hopping colt owned by Todd Coleman, trained by Doug Brown. The driver is Paul McDonnell, a $40,000 Lexington Select buy. Number 6, Send It In Hanover, is a green shoe gelding owned by Ben Bayerjean, Frank Cirillo, Santo Vena, and Nunzio Vena. Ben Bayerjean trains Sylvain Filion in the sulky, $85,000 Lexington Select purchase. 7 is Devil's Kiss, an Archangel colt owned by Yolanda Fellows, Arpad Zabel, Blair Corbeil, and Mike McAllister. Rob Fellows trains, Trevor Henry drives, $20,000 Lexington Select purchase. And 8 is Elegant Resolve, gelded son of Resolve, owned by Backstable, Gaelic Stable, Don Allenson, and Happy Trail Stables. Trainer drivers Matt Bax. This was a $60,000 Lexington Select purchase. Here's a field of 8 on gate, qualifier number 5. Gate picking up speed. Here they come for the 5th. They're off and trotting. And an even beginning for the most part. We get a few of them that want to push ahead. That includes Send It In Hanover and Elegant Resolve from the outside. Little Leo from the center is getting away in 3rd, ahead of Sushi Bar in 4th. Then we go to Copper Eagle, who will get around the rail starter Rack Attack, dropping in behind that 1 Devil's Kiss, and to round things out is Paradise Money. Around the first turn they go, and the leader, this is Elegant Resolve. So from the far outside starting spot, out leading it by 2 lengths at the opening quarter in 31-1. Trotters move into the backstretch with Elegant Resolve, the leader. In 2nd, that is Send It In Hanover. Then a break of 6 lengths going back to Little Leo in 3rd. 4th up the backstretch is Sushi Bar. Then in 5th is Copper Eagle. 6th is Rack Attack, followed by Devil's Kiss and the trailer Paradise Money. We've had no change in that order as the field of 8 continues their way towards the midway point. They do follow the leader, Elegant Resolve. The gelded son of Resolve is in front by a length and a half ahead of the green shoe gelding. Send It In Hanover. The half was 102 flat. They went the 2nd quarter in 30-4. We had a breaker just by the half there. Off stride went Little Leo. So on to the final turn. We also had another couple of breakers towards the back. Looks like Rack Attack jumped it off, and so too did Paradise Money. So we're left with 5 as they're midway around the final turn. And the leader continues to be Elegant Resolve by 2. From Send It In Hanover in 2nd. 3rd is Sushi Bar. 4th is Copper Eagle. Then back to Devil's Kiss in 5th. 3 quarters was 131-4. Off the turn and into the stretch. 29-4 3rd quarter. In the lane, it's Elegant Resolve. Called upon to try and finish the job. Angling to the outside. Send It In Hanover is going to try and muscle on by. Then we go back to Sushi Bar in 3rd. Copper Eagle behind that one, now tipping to the outside. As they come into deep stretch, here Send It In Hanover on the outside. Elegant Resolve does dig in at the rail. These two side by side heading down to the wire. Very tight, but it looked like it was Send It In Hanover on the outside. From Elegant Resolve 2nd. Then we go back to Sushi Bar, Copper Eagle, and 5th was Devil's Kiss, 159-3. We're getting set to resume with today's action from Woodbine Mohawk Park. Our break is just about done, and the horses are starting to exit the paddock for qualifier number 6. Gate is rolling for our 6th qualifier. We resume with today's action. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacer. Scratch number 1, Party Place. Louis Waugh drives the 7, Country Diamond. Number 2, Tom Cruise Control is a Control the Moment colt owned by Jack Darling Stables Limited. Jack Darling trains. Jody Jameson drives, $60,000 London Classic purchase. 3 is Watch Your Mouth, a He's Watching colt owned by Amanda Riley and Blake Riley. Trainer Harry Polton, James McDonald in the bike. 4, Hands Off, Nose In. McWicked colt owned by Hudson Standardbred Stable. Sean Stacy trains, Jonathan Drury drives. 5 is Harbor Light Amos. He's Watching colt owned by Ralph Jardine, Kyle Bossens. Bossens trains, Trevor Henry in the sulky. 6 is Cold Beer Calling. He's Watching colt owned by Dustin Jones Stable, Knobloch Racing Stable. Justin Jones trains, Tyler Jones drives, and the 7 is Country Diamond, a Lazarus colt owned by Bruno Comenia. Nicky Comenia trains. The driver's Louis Waugh, $37,000 Lexington Select purchase. Starting gate rolling to the top of the stretch, a field of 6 for the 6th. And they're off in pacing in qualifier number 6. And Country Diamond from the outside is shooting out to the early lead. Tom Cruise Control from the rail is second. From the center, that's Harbor Light Amos on the outside. Then it's Watch Your Mouth. And wide, that'll be Cold Beer Calling, who's just going to keep on pushing forward. We go back to Watch Your Mouth. Second last, the trailer's hands off, nose in. And around the first turn they go. Country Diamond does lead it. Cold Beer Calling is on the outside. We'll see if that one drops into second. Looks like that'll be the case in front of Harbor Light Amos third. Opening quarter was 30-3. Pacers come out of turn 1, and the leader is Country Diamond. This Lazarus Colt in his second qualifier leads it by a length and a half from Cold Beer Calling in second. 2.5, 3 lengths going back to Harbor Light Amos in third. Then in fourth is Tom Cruise Control. Fifth up the backside, Watch Your Mouth. The trailer 6 is Hands Off, Nose In. They're moving towards the midway point. Leading it is Country Diamond. As mentioned, the second qualifier for this rookie kicked home in 27-2 in the debut. Was individually timed in 59-1. Leads them by the half in a minute and 2/5. The second quarter was 29-4. Pacers go to the final turn. Cold Beer Calling, trying to stick with the leader there second. 2.5 lengths back to Harbor Light Amos in third. Fourth is Tom Cruise Control. Fifth is Watch Your Mouth, and rounding things out, Hands Off, Nose In. Midway around the final turn, Country Diamond on that lead, continuing to just push right along. Sticking with them is Harbor Cold Beer Calling, and then to the outside, Harbor Light Amos, 3/4, 129-2. They went a third, split in 29 flat, and they're into the stretch. Cold Beer Calling is out of the 2-hole and now trying to push by the leader, Country Diamond, as they come to the 8th pole. Harbor Light Amos in third. Tom Cruise Control fourth. Back to Watch Your Mouth. Hands Off, Nose In, rounds things out. Less than 1/8 of a mile to go. Country Diamond still leading it, and Country Diamond nearly home. Slap of the wheel disc lake. This one is going to head down to the wire. Tom Cruise Control rallying, pushing up there to grab second. Third then went to a tight photo between Cold Beer Calling, Watch Your Mouth, back to Harbor Light Amos, and Hands Off, Nose In. It was Country Diamond in 157-3. Gate is rolling for our 7th qualifier. We have trotters here, a field of 8. One is my friend Jose, Father Patrick Colt, as this one is trained by Herb Hall and Rick Ziron in the bike. $18,000 Lexington Select buy. 2, 6-gun Yankee, a 6-pack Colt. Victoria McInnes trains. Jonathan Drury drives. $15,000 Harrisburg buy. 3 is HP Run Detector, an alarm detector gelding. Ben Bayerjon trains the driver Sylvain Filion. 4 is Royal Du Hurrah, gelded son of royalty for life. Denny Guriel trains the local Guriel as the driver. 5 is Bare Necessities, an Archangel Colt trained by Scott McEnany. Make the driver James McDonald. $65,000 London Classic purchase. 6 is Dryden Hanover, Walner Colt trained by Rob Fellows with Trevor Henry driving. $25,000 yearling buy out of Harrisburg. 7 is Stonebridge Cosmic, a muscle mass Colt trained by Rod Hughes, Paul McDonnell to drive. $23,000 Lexington Select buy. And the 8 is Love and Presley, Father Patrick Colt, Desiree Jones trains, Gino Toscani drives. $46,000 yearling purchase out of Lexington. Field of 8 on gate. And they're off and trotting. Love and Presley is leaving well from the outside. Couple of breakers after the start. Stonebridge Cosmic and HP Run Detector made breaks. So out to the lead goes Love and Presley from the middle. That's Bare Necessities up into second from Royal Du Hurrah in third. 6-gun Yankee is going to get away in fourth. Then My Friend Jose, followed by Dryden Hanover. Back to the breakers. HP Run Detector and Stonebridge Cosmic. They head into the first turn and up front by 5. This is Love and Presley for Gino Toscani. This one puts up an opening panel of 31 and 1. Trotters come out of the first turn. Love and Presley all by himself. In second is Bare Necessities. Following in third, that is Royal Du Hurrah. In fourth, that is 6-gun Yankee. Fifth up the backstretch is My Friend Jose. Followed then 6 by Dryden Hanover. Back to HP Run Detector and the trailer Stonebridge Cosmic. So it continues to be Love and Presley. This is the 4th outing for this Father Patrick Colt. Up top, leading it by 6 lengths, nearing the midway point. Second throughout the opening half has been Bare Necessities. The half was hit in 101 and 1, and it looks like up front right now, Love and Presley's kicked it into another gear. Love and Presley leads it from Bare Necessities. Royal Du Hurrah. Some difficulties for 6-gun Yankee. That one taken to the outside. So moving up into fourth, that is My Friend Jose. Staying at the cones, Dryden Hanover. So caught wide will be 6-gun Yankee around the turn. And some difficulties up front for our leader, Love and Presley. That one with some struggles. And now the leader becomes Bare Necessity. So that lead shrunk like that. And out in the center of the track, Love and Presley out of harm's way. The 3/4 time was 1:32 and 4. And it's going to be into the stretch. Now Bare Necessities with the lead. Royal Du Hurrah in second. Love and Presley trying to straighten things out for the final quarter. Coming on now, 6-gun Yankees into fourth for My Friend Jose fifth. And then it's Dryden Hanover in sixth. Final 1/8 of the mile. Here in the center comes Royal Du Hurrah. Royal Du Hurrah strikes the front late. Bare Necessity second. Love and Presley third. Off stride with 6-gun Yankee. It's going to be Royal Du Hurrah. Bare Necessities. Then Love and Presley followed by My Friend Jose 202. Qualifier number 8 is up next. Gate is rolling. 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. 1 is Time is on My Side. A Captain Crunch colt owned by the stable. Trained by Harry Polton. James McDonald in the bike. $165,000 Harrisburg purchase. 2 Spin Dr. Hanover and Always Be Mickey colt owned by David Mercer and Wayne McGeen. Trained by Wayne McGeen at Sylvan Filion. This was a $20,000 Harrisburg buy. 3 is Alliance and Always Be Mickey colt owned by Bill Donovan, Elizabeth Jones, Craig Henderson, and Joe Sabraco. Dan Legacy trains Louis Waugh to drive. $45,000 Lexington Select buy. 4 is Short Sweet Ride, a shadow play colt owned by Yolanda Fellows, Windermere Stable, Blair Corbeil, and Mike McAllister. Rob Fellows trains. The driver's Trevor Henry, $25,000 Harrisburg purchase. 5 is Mac Wow, McWicked colt owned by Hut Racing Stable, trained by Blake McIntosh. Bob McClure drives. $35,000 Lexington Select purchase. 6 is Breezy Corner, All Bets Off colt owned by Andrea Lee Racing Stables and Colin McKenna, trained by Dustin Jones, Tyler Jones steers. And the 7 is D.A. Wicked Shine, gelded son of McWicked, owned by Jack Darling Stables Limited. The trainer is Jack Darling. The driver is Jody Jameson, and this was a $57,000 London Classic purchase. Gate picking up speed. Here they come for the 8th. And they're off and pacing. Mac Wow from the center. That one is pushing forward. So too Spin Dr. Hanover towards the inside. And D.A. Wicked Shine will be forwardly placed. Breezy Corner is between horses. At the rails, Time is on My Side to get away in 5th. Followed then by Alliance and the early trailer, Short Sweet Ride. To the first turn they go. It's Mac Wow leading the way. Mac Wow up top here for Bob McClure. Inside second, Spin Dr. Hanover, as it's going to be D.A. Wicked Shine, who will settle into 3rd. In front then of Breezy Corner 4th. 5th around the first turn, Time is on My Side. Alliance and Short Sweet Ride rounds things out. 30-3 was the opening quarter. Pacers are into the backstretch, and to lead the way, it's Mac Wow. This is a McWicked colt. In his second qualifier, he leads it by 2. Spin Dr. Hanover is second. D.A. Wicked Shine in 3rd. 2 more lengths then, going back to Breezy Corner 4th. Up front, though, drifting out Mac Wow on the lead. That one's moved right out towards about the 3 or 4 path, so that one will continue to lead it, but did drift out a little bit. The half was a minute flat. Second quarter in 29-2. Straightening it back out, Mac Wow. Spin Dr. Hanover. D.A. Wicked Shine in 3rd. Breezy Corner is 4th. 5th around the turn is Time is on My Side. Tracked by Alliance in 6th. And 7th is Short Sweet Ride. 5/8 of the mile complete. Mac Wow's taken them this far. 2-hole ride for Spin Dr. Hanover. D.A. Wicked Shine looks poised to go on and now comes to the outside for Jameson from 3rd. Breezy Corner remains in 4th. Time is on My Side 5th. And then back to Alliance and Short Sweet Ride. Mac Wow on that lead, confronted as the 3/4 time was 1:30-1. Into the stretch. New leaders, D.A. Wicked Shine. That one is surged to the lead. Breezy Corner in 2nd. Mac Wow inside, battles on. Now trying to rally. Time is on My Side, looking to finish up well. Between horses, Spin Dr. Hanover. D.A. Wicked Shine. That one's been a little weavy in the lane, but still has the lead by 2. Breezy Corner in 2nd. It's going to be D.A. Wicked Shine. Breezy Corner finishes 2nd. Spin Dr. Hanover was 3rd. Time is on My Side. Alliance on the outside. Time of the mile, 1:58-2. Gate is rolling for our now 9th qualifier. Trotters lining up. 1 is the Can-Am Banker, gelded son of the bank, owned by Michael Morocco and Victor Putty. Putty trains, Trevor Henry drives, $15,000 Ontario Select purchase. 2 is Blue Katana, Cadabra Colt, owned by Vincenzo Stranges and Mike Pelosi. Trainers Herb Holland, Jody Jameson drives, $16,000 Lexington Select purchase. 3 is Finite, a Resolve Colt owned by Coyote Wind Farms, trained by Clark Bealby. Chris Christophorou drives this $100,000 Harrisburg buy. 4 is Indy Be Quick, Alarm Detector Gelding, owned by Ben Bayerjean, Teresa Davidson, Santo Vena, and Nunzio Vena. Ben Bayerjean, the trainer, Sylvain Filion drives. 5 is Game Stats, gelded son of My MVP, owned by Chad Hill and Kimberly Jensen. Hill trains, driver change here to Bob McClure, $15,000 Ontario Select buy. 6 is Salem Sealster, Muscle Mass Colt, owned by Determination, trained by Luke Blay. It's Louis Waugh to drive, $110,000 London Classic purchase. 7 is Brutalizer, our Alarm Detector Colt, owned by Awesome Acre Standardbreds, trained by Rob Fellows. James McDonald drives. And to complete the field, the 8 is Come On Stanley, gelded son of Looks Like a Chippendale, is owned by SNR Racing Stable and SMS Ventures, trainer-driver Rene Dion. This is a $20,000 yearling purchase from Harrisburg. Field of 8 on gate for qualifier number 9. And their offhand trotting breaks at the beginning for Finite and Game Stats. They made miscues right as the word go was given. Here's Salem Sealster going out to the early lead. Towards the inside, Blue Katana gets away in second. Between rivals is Indy Be Quick. Then it is Come On Stanley on the outside. Meanwhile, the Can-Am Banker just rides along the rail to move up into third. We'll go back to Brutalizer. That one got away 6th. Off stride still is Finite in 7th. And the trailer is Game Stats, as that one will advance up into that 7th spot, resetting from the break at the beginning. Your leader, Salem Sealster, through an opening quarter of 32 seconds even. Into the backstretch they go. Salem Sealster, the Muscle Mass Colt, leads it. Second qualifier for him. It's Blue Katana in second. Third is the Can-Am Banker. Then racing in 4th is Indy Be Quick. We'll go back to Come On Stanley, who is in 5th. 6th is Brutalizer. And then back to Game Stats and Finite. They move towards the midway point. The leader has been Salem Sealster. It's Salem Sealster to this point, up top by 3 by the half in 103 flat. On to the final turn go the rookie trotters. Salem Sealster's carried the lead this far. Second has been Blue Katana in the debut. Then in third, that is Brutalizer. Racing in 4th. Or I should say in 3rd, that is the Can-Am Banker. Racing in 4th is Indy Be Quick. 5th is Come On Stanley. 6th then is Brutalizer. As we go back to Game Stats and Finite. They move to 3/4. Still a couple of length advantage here for Salem Sealster, who is by 3/4 in 132 and 4. Third quarter there. Quickest to this point, that was 29 and 4. The Can-Am Banker's off the cones, and that one is trying to track down Salem Sealster. Salem Sealster still by a length and a half. The Can-Am Banker inching in. Blue Katana is in 3rd. Come On Stanley on the outside 4th from Indy Be Quick and Brutalizer, a 16th to go. Salem Sealster finds a little more, and this one is about to go coast to coast. The Can-Am Banker will finish in 2nd. Blue Katana is 3rd, and then 4th will be very tight between Indy Be Quick and Come On Stanley. 2-0-1-1 for the winner, Salem Sealster. Gate rolling for our 10th and final qualifier on this Saturday from Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's a field of 5. Scratch number 6 and number 7. So that brings us to this group of 5. Number 1, Despicable Moi, is a McWicked colt owned by Yolanda Fellows, Arpad Zabo, Blair Corbeil. Rob Fellows trains Trevor Henry to drive. $55,000 London Classic graduate. 2, Smart and Sassy, is a Courtly Choice colt owned by Hut Racing Stable, Blake McIntosh, Gary Volpe. Blake McIntosh trains. Jody Jameson drives. $30,000 Goshen yearling sale purchase. 3, Jayport Beach Boy, is a McWicked gelding owned by the stable, trained by Amy McDonald. Jonathan Drury drives. $33,000 Harrisburg purchase. 4 is Larry Lightspeed, Control the Moment colt owned by Litwin Racing Team. Dustin Jones trains. Tyler Jones drives. And number 5 is Do Mischief, a Sweet Lou colt owned by Gestion Blais, trained by Claude Cadeau. It's Louis Waugh in the sulky. This was a $50,000 Harrisburg buy. Field of 5 on gate for our final qualifier. And they're off and pacing, and it's a good beginning out of there for Smart and Sassy to the inside. Smart and Sassy comes away with the early lead. Next door neighbor, Jayport Beach Boy, is going to get away in second. Then in third, that is Larry Lightspeed. Fourth is Do Mischief. Early trailer, Despicable Moi. That's how this field of 5 gets situated as they head on in to the first turn. So leading the way up front, Jody Jameson has Smart and Sassy in control. Smart and Sassy through an opening quarter of 29 and 3. They move into the backstretch, racing on the leader's back. That is Jayport Beach Boy. 3 and a bit lengths back to Larry Lightspeed third. Fourth is Do Mischief, and at the back, Despicable Moi, and that one starts to get underway now for Henry. So Smart and Sassy controls it. The Courtly Choice colt by a length and a half from the McWicked gelding Jayport Beach Boy. Here on the outside comes another son of McWicked. Despicable Moi is rolling inside fourth. It's the Control the Moment colt Larry Lightspeed, and the trailer fifth, the Sweet Lou colt Do Mischief. 59 and 3 was the half, a 30-second second quarter there for Smart and Sassy, who gets some company now. Has a rival up to his wheel in the form of Despicable Moi, so they start to pick it up here for the third quarter. Inside third, Jayport Beach Boy. Back in fourth is Larry Lightspeed, and trailer fifth is Do Mischief. They head to three quarters. Smart and Sassy does the heavy lifting to this point. 1:28 and 1 for three quarters. A third panel in 28 and 3. Off the turn and into the stretch. Smart and Sassy. Jayport Beach Boy has been able just to tag along on the leader's back. We'll see if that one is able to fire a shot. Angling to the outside comes Larry Lightspeed. Then we go back to Do Mischief and Despicable Moi. Less than an eighth to go. It's still Smart and Sassy. Smart and Sassy by a length and a half is going to go all the way. Jayport Beach Boy to finish second. Larry Lightspeed third. Then Do Mischief and Despicable Moi, 157 flat. And that concludes today's qualifying action from Woodbine Mohawk Park. We're back in action. Live racing is a go tonight. First race post time, 7 p.m. This is Mark McKelvey wishing you a good Saturday afternoon and happy Canada Day.